Sasa hapa kwetu shule zetu Alliance, Mangu, wapi, watoto wetu hapa wamepelekwa shule iko chini na maksi yao iko juu. Watu wengine wameletwa kwa mashule zetu hapa.
Now, kutetea Gachagua saa ingine inakuwa ngumu. Even for me, mtu ambaye ametoka mlimani. Because Gachagua is trying to position himself as a national leader. He wants to go to Luya land and ongea stories are national, to Kisii land, to Kambaland, to Luo land, and all over the country. But he doesn't seem to know how to choose his words wisely. His words are not presidential. His approach is not presidential. Yes, everyone else, kila mtu from every political side, utakuta kuna watu wanaongea vitu tribal. But the fact of the matter is Kikuyus are held to a higher standard. That is the truth. That is the fact. Because there is this sentiment or there is this feeling in the country that we are privileged. I don't know for what reason, because I'm yet to feel that privilege myself. But there is that notion. And you remember there was a time it was being said it is 42 against 1. And even today, it's still something like that. People are all good with united opposition and stuff. But there are some people that will not come on board just because the Kikuyu are on that side. That is a fact. And me personally as a person, I would really hate to have another Kikuyu run or have another Kikuyu become president, which I think it is almost impossible. And even if it were possible, I would not want that because I am so tired of being seen like I am privileged while I'm not. Because it is not my brother, it is not my father, it is just those people that are up there that get to benefit. However, I will also say that in as much as this is not the time and the place to say so, Gachagua has some kind of a point. Because most of the schools you see in Central Province, which are so many, especially in my place, Nyeri, we have so many good schools. These schools were not built by the government, most of them. For the larger part, they were not built by the government. It's the parents themselves. It is the people, the local community itself that built these schools. Then at some point, they handed over the schools to the national government. But now when they became government, I think we lost the right to say that they are our schools. And this is where Gachagua is wrong. They are no longer our schools. They belong to the community. There was a time I remember there used to be a class that was set aside for the local community. Like in the school I was in, there was one stream that was set aside for the local community. Not that it was separate from the others, but just that ijulikane there is a stream that has been set aside for the local community, especially people that were around that area, because it is people that were around that area that built the school. And I believe even on the national level, there is something like that. There is a general feeling of unfairness in the distribution of students after whatever that thing is they do these days. But it doesn't always have to be tribal. There could be other reasons. And for Gachagua, being the person he is, mtu ambaye anasema kwamba anasimamia nchi, a person who claims or who thinks they could run for president, these are not the words to say. You are supposed to sit down before you talk and think through whatever thing you will say. Now, I understand he's speaking in a church that is almost 100% Kikuyu. The Independent Church of East Africa inakuwa wa Kikuyu sana. I don't know. Kuna mtu aliniambia inakuwa in Luya land. It was kwangu ilikuwa a surprise. I never thought it goes beyond the Kikuyu community, but it's majorly Kikuyu. So, but he was supposed to know that these things will go beyond the church because there are cameras in there is social media. This thing will go out there and it will affect him. So, Gachagua is not doing himself any justice. And every day anapofungua mdomo yake anatoa katika ile hadhi yake ya kuwa mtu ambaye anaweza simamia nchi, or a person who can speak for the country. You know, I don't think he is presidential myself. I would not vote for him. I would rather keep the current one than this one. Na hiyo najua inaweza kuniweka kwa trouble with most of my tribesmen, but it is what it is. And hopefully we will find somebody else that is better, who can stand and fight the incumbent. You know, when it comes to politics, I cannot be not biased. I have to be biased. And my bias is based on what I think is right, what I think is true, what I think is justice. It is not about tribe, it is not about party. It is what I think is right. So, as for Gachagua, I am biased against him. But given that he says he's running for president, I am thinking he should try and do better. Not to convince me, because me, he cannot, but to convince other people. He can do better than this.
Sasa hapa kwetu shule zetu, Alliance, Mangu, wapi, watoto wetu hapa wamepelekwa shule iko chini na maksi yao iko juu. Watu wengine wameletwa kwa mashule zetu hapa.